In 2022, Diggin' It did 22 episodes. In 23, we changed the show to Louisiana Volleyball to bring in a new co-host, Jody Pulizano, the Hall of Fame coach, here 1 year as a broadcaster. 2024, no volleyball shows, but guess what? 2025, we're back. That's right. Welcome to Diggin' It with Derek Richey. So glad you joined us. We've got a ton to get to. Content galore on our first episode of season 2. We're going to talk college, beach, milestones, commitments. We've got you covered in all phases of the sport of volleyball. So glad to be bringing you this show. We're going to kick it off with our high school segment, which is brought to you by Greg Bavada Insurance, the Allstate agent that represents you in home, auto, life, and retirement, and also Range Fit, the hydration your body deserves. And we'll tip it off with the high school segment by checking out this past weekend's Dutchtown tournament. 3 of the 8 teams that were involved in the quarterfinals of the gold bracket actually made it all the way to the state championship a year ago, led by the 4-time defending Division II state champs, St. Thomas More. Gold bracket, Dutchtown High School. We pick it up in the quarterfinals, the host school and St. Thomas More in a highly competitive first set. 24-22 Cougars when Marvel Poche slams it off the block. St. Thomas More takes set 1. Set 2, Dutchtown fought back from a 7-0 deficit and with plays like this from Chloe Phillips, tied it at 22. Here's your amazing Eleanor Gidry highlight of the week. Off the setter dump, she returns it to the back corner. Dutchtown libero Caroline Johnson, valiant effort, but to no avail. Cougars get the point in another addition to the ever-growing Eleanor Gidry highlight reel. Match point now, St. Thomas More senior setter Audrey Wheeler drops the serve like an arrow to a bullseye. St. Thomas More wins 25-23. They beat Ben Franklin in the semifinals. The only question now, who would they face? John Curtis and St. Joe's on the other side of the bracket, and how are more colleges not on Michaela Mortar? The John Curtis Jr. hits like that and hits like this. Unbelievable. More John Curtis, Adeline Dufresne, hang time. That's another point for the Patriots. They're up 24-22, set point. But hold that thought. Red Stickers start the comeback. Emmy Newman over the block. Nice touch. Then it's Caroline Holtberg. Big swing. And now it's set point for St. Joe's. Caroline Buckholder finds the empty spot and oh my, St. Joe's scores 4 straight points to take the first set, 26-24. Set 2, and here comes Gracie Mann. The Southeastern indoor beach commit was feeling it. Mortar, don't forget about her. She's going to crush one. Then the line shot. Curtis down by 3, but here comes Gracie Mann with another kill, making it 18-14. Mann crushes it again, 19-15, and then it's a roll shot from Mann, and St. Joe's takes it in 2, 25-16 the final. So the Red Stickers advance to the finals to face STM in the championship game. Early hot hand for the Cougars, Marissa Bilodeau. She's lefty and she's crafty. For the Red Stickers, Gracie Mann never really cooled off on the semifinals. A couple of bombs early on in set 1, including one from the back row. Wow, that's an impressive player. But STM would pull away later. Great back set from Audrey Wheeler, and there's Bilodeau again with the put away. Cougars take set 1, 25-19. Second set, Red Stickers jump out to a 6-2 lead thanks to plays like this. The ace from Natalie Welsh. How about this rally? St. Joe's best hitter versus STM's best defender. Gracie Mann, fastball dug by Eleanor Gidry, but Mann comes right back, cleaning up the overpass. It's 7-4 St. Joe's. STM, as usual, would rally back. Marvel Poche, the rejection. How about the setter dump from Audrey Wheeler? STM now just down by 2. Later, tight set, no problem for Morgan Dunn. She crushes the kill, and it's a 1-point set. Gracie Mann, she had no quit on this day. Off the block, the Red Stickers up 24-21, and it's set point. But here comes the ace from Claire Thompson, 24-23. Then it's Mallory Franklin with the touch shot off the block. We're tied at 24. St. Joe strikes. Mann with the kill, 25-24. But next up, it's blocked by Franklin. She's pumped, and why not? We're tied at 25. 2 straight points by the Cougars would close it. Done with the ace, 26-25. Then, shot goes wide. St. Thomas More wins the Dutchtown tournament, 27-25.
I'm really proud of my team. I think ultimately it was great to see such great competition and kids that were on a high level of play and playing elite level volleyball and challenging us at every turn. It was nice to see, if we don't execute, we could lose, so just coming up against good competition in this tournament was really nice.
They really pushed us to be better, and they put up a very good fight, and we always love playing hard, so that was really fun for us. This tournament was really, really good for us. We kind of had a rough week last week, but we took that as kind of coming into practice, working extra hard, getting after it, and coming into this tournament with a really good mindset, kind of just doing whatever we could to keep the ball off the floor, get it back over in the net, and kind of just coming at every opponent we had and doing our very best. And I think the results that we got were really, really good, and honestly not what we were expecting, but the effort that we've been putting in at practice this week kind of proved that we belong to be here.
Well, first of all, I'm so happy to be back in the high school game again. I did miss it a lot, and I'm blessed to work with a phenomenal group of girls. We have 50 kids in our gym pushing each other every single day, so that's been really phenomenal. But we kind of knew we were going to have to be first contact, gritty, nasty, because we don't have a lot of kids who terminate, right? So I think just understanding who you are and what you have, and then playing to those strengths. And I think, it was a little bit rough at Dominican, with no disrespect to them, and how good they are, but we did not play our best. And so we went in the next 2 days and decided, can we give it 5 or 10% more? Can we keep the ball off the floor more and make other teams make errors instead of us? And so that's really kind of been our focus. And the kids have bought in, and I thought we played great defense. I thought we passed probably the best that we've passed all season with a 2-man, and I'm just super proud of them.
One thing I love about these weekend tournaments is the fact that even if you lose, you go into that consolation bracket and you still have a chance to leave with some big-time momentum. That's something Fontainebleau found out firsthand. And for Dutchtown head coach Patrick Ricks, he was multitasking, both as the tournament host, but also the head coach of Dutchtown, trying to win some games.
It's chaotic. Thankfully, I've got a really good set of assistant coaches and great parents that help out with the hospitality room and the other sites, so I can just really focus on here and our team and kind of what we're doing. But yeah, it's definitely chaotic. It's been a great start. I really had no idea what this team would be like after losing, Katie and Anaya and the other group of seniors. And they came together over the summer. We went to Tallahassee, Florida, to Florida State for a camp. They played really well there. And it's kind of springboarded from there. So it's been a great start to the season. Hayden Herring, our middle, she was all Metro last year, has been having a really good season. Both of our setters, Kenzie and Olivia, have been doing a really good job running the offense. Libero, Caroline Johnson has been doing a great job as well as Jamie Ragsdale, our DS, who could be in a Libero jersey as well. So we've got a solid group that's been, and all of them played for us last year, so they have a little bit of varsity experience.
A great performance by Fontainebleau as well this weekend. Down 24-19, second set versus Dutchtown, they storm all the way back. They take the set 26-24 to even the match, trailing in set 3 now, and another comeback. Big ace by junior Sarah Hickman, then match point, and it's Lang for the kill. That sent Fontainebleau into the consolation finals versus a tough Dunham squad. We pick it up, set 3, and Lang is still killing it. Bulldogs up 13-7. Match point now, Ava Furman, she can terminate, and how's this for a drop-the-mic finish? As Fontainebleau leaves with momentum, winning the consolation finals.
Yeah, we were playing well right now. We lost a good bit with losing Hannah and our outside and libero, but these younger kids, or just new kids, I should say, are really stepping up and filling those roles, and I'm really proud of the way they play. When we play consistently. It's just getting them to believe and having that confidence of the season when it starts. We started off slow today, and I kind of just told them they had to have confidence. It's one of those things. These kids are just newer to playing together because most of these weren't on the court last year. We had a whole different lineup, and Ava and Marley came in clutch this weekend, and I mean, they're kind of our leaders of this group.
Especially losing Hannah, that was rough setting. It was really good to start connecting with our setters. Especially this game, we connected really well, and over the summer we started working on quicker plays and pushing the ball out, and I think they did a great job today. I love our fight. I think it shows a lot that we're able, even whenever we dig ruts, we're able to get out of it. We just need to stay up now.
This team is very resilient. We fight whenever we have to, and when we're down, we try to bring ourselves back up.
Certainly some outstanding volleyball at the Dutchtown tournament and a lot of great volleyball this week. And that leads us to our very first guest of the season. For that, we go to Slidell and Pope John Paul II High School and bring in Coach Erica Williams. Coach Erica, welcome to the program, and thanks so much for being a VSN affiliate. We are thrilled to have your games broadcast and live streamed on VSN.
Well, thank you guys for having us. We're incredibly blessed and fortunate to be able to afford this ability to do this. So thank you.
It's going to be fun, and it already has got off to a great start when your season opener against Mandeville. But before we dive into your team and the highlights, I want to talk about you as a coach and kind of you, how you got into this crazy field of coaching and all the hours and time and dedication that it offers. What drove you to be a coach? And on the second half of that, describe yourself as a head coach.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I started my volleyball career pretty late in the game. I was a basketball, softball player predominantly throughout my childhood, and then didn't start getting into volleyball until I was in high school. Well, really like end of junior high, and started taking it serious in high school. And what I did wrong, and I'm preach this to my kids all the time, is like I did not take care of my body. Being a multi-sport athlete and always on the go, I didn't recover. I didn't prioritize my athletic longevity. And so I ended up getting pretty injured my freshman year of college, had to have a big knee surgery, a very big knee surgery, and was out. And so I got to be on the sidelines for the majority of my freshman and then my my redshirt sophomore season at Shippensburg University. And my coach was so kind to me. Instead of not including me in the drills and like making me go to PT, she let me do the things that I could do and run drills with her. And I fell in love with it. I was able to help my teammates from the sidelines. I was able to make our team better and impact. And so they actually nicknamed me like player coach, very, nice. Very, lovingly. And some of my best memories are helping to call shots on the sidelines for my teammates.
So let's talk about your coaching career now. 5 years at Pope John Paul II, 3 of those as a head coach. Describe yourself, how you coach. What are the things that you stress to your team, especially maybe even the X and O's once the game starts?
Yeah, so I am very much so a strategy coach. I was a setter, and I just told you guys, I helped call shots on the sidelines. So I am very much so my players' ears on the sidelines, helping them to navigate, whether it be the block or holes or things in the defensive side of the game that I'm seeing. I'm constantly in communication with my setter, so very actively engaged. Something that I've changed a lot is not letting the emotion of the game get me riled up because I'm incredibly competitive. But I've worked on taming that beast just a little bit and helping it to transcend into my teammates, into my girls, and getting them fired up, because that's the magic.
Well, you've done a great job this season so far. The latest look at the Go Preps power rankings, you guys are number 5 in Division 4. I believe off to a 3-2 record. It all started with that great opener against Mandeville. Tell me about your team this year. And I know, you're led by the seniors and Lazard and Benedict and company. But as I watch that game unfold, so many key role players are stepping up. That's got to be a really point of emphasis to your season, I would think, when everybody is contributing to these wins.
Yeah, and that's the linchpin in our game, right? And we've been so accustomed, even in Pope's previous years, to having that one dominant player who will just change the game. And while that is incredibly important, I've lended to the fact that we need to have everybody rowing the boat in the same direction. And that you'll see my freshman libero who's on the court, my sophomore setter who's leading us, a freshman setter you'll see on the court at some point. A lot of really young key players who, we've learned to trust, and they've learned to trust our process. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's a very good team. And like I said, Lazard, Benedict, your middle, these players have been with you for 5 years, right, Coach?
Yeah, I started with them when they were little baby 8th graders. They will never let me forget it. But it's been a beautiful thing watching them grow up and mature just as leaders and as players.
No question. And speaking of being a leader, I had the utmost respect for you when I first met you. And, I've always known you were an assistant for Coach Danny those first couple years. But all of us, when we think back at that, the tragedy in 2022 after the semifinals, the tragic events that cost Christian Tullis his life, the head coach of Pope John Paul, Danny Tullis, and his sister, obviously Allie, had to play a state championship game the next morning. I was there and saw you lead your team out. A hard-fought battle in the state championship, came up just short to Newman. But not only did I just gain massive respect for you and your team, just witnessing what I just saw on the court, knowing what had just happened, I don't think any of you had slept that night. But then in that post-game podium, I don't know if you remember that, but I'm going to play your opening remarks. I don't know how many people have heard this. I know Joseph Halm, obviously a big writer for the NOLA.com, and he was in there with me, Christopher Dobb. Justin, if you could, go ahead and roll that clip, and I want to just let people hear how you handled the situation in an incredible way.
Just want to give a huge shout out to my team today, on Coach Danny's team. I'm just a fill-in for the day. But they came out and put on the bravest and strongest of faces that we could have ever imagined for a team to show up off of little to no sleep for the most of us. Volleyball is a passion for this team, for this family, and that's exactly what this is, as we've grown up playing with each other. From him coaching me to me coaching Allie all the way through. So we're incredibly blessed and proud for our team and our family showing up today and really showing out, showing us what they got.
Just an amazing start to that post-game news conference, and Allie again showed, and you brought up the word strength and bravery. I mean, how the heck, as a teenage kid, did she talk, hold her composure? I've talked to a lot of people about, the events and, how you guys handled it, but I don't think I've ever asked you. When you found out from Coach Danny, the unbelievable tragic events, how did you respond? How did you handle it? And when you think back now, over 3 years later, what do you remember about it?
So I don't know if many people actually know this, but I'm actually the one who made the phone call to find out about it with the family in the room. No secret, my fiance is a state trooper. And so at the time, a great friend of mine is who I called, and he made the phone call with all of us in the room. So I found out with the family at the same time that they did. And I will tell you, it's something that you never want to live. I'll say that. Something you never want to continue to relive. But it brought us together in a very special way, because at that point I knew that God was going to give me the strength to get the family where they needed to be and get them in the right hands and do what I needed to do. And he did. He absolutely did. I went into crisis management mode and got Danny, Diana, and Colin off on the charter bus that we actually drove there to see their family at my facility in Madisonville, called Ansley, their oldest daughter, and had her meet one of her best friends also at that facility that was kind of a halfway point between Lafayette and home of Slidell. And then I looked at Allie and asked, what do you want? And she said, I want to play for Christian. And so I think got maybe 2 hours of sleep, and we woke up that morning and I knew we had to go out there and fight for her and her family.
Unbelievable. Did not know that. Let me ask you about coaching that day. And as focused as that team possibly could be, they played their hearts out, literally. What was it like as the coach of that? What did you try to stress on? You brought up crisis management, and certainly you had to do that. But once it was game time, what was it like as the coach?
It was like any other volleyball game. I think God has a very funny way of preparing you. And typically Danny and I would watch like game film together, come up with a strategy for the other team. That night, I actually went to dinner by myself and watched the Newman match, and had a scouting report on my own, which is something I did not commonly do then. And so I attacked it with what I knew. I watched them play. I knew their dominant players. Aria, we all know she just dominated the game. Their middle was strong. Their right side was a little bit of a hidden secret that not many people pointed out. So you come in with just the preparation of you have a job to do, and the team approached it that way too. I will have to say the girls absolutely approached it in, we have a job to do here, and we're going to set out to be the best we can be.
And that is just incredible. And I appreciate you sharing that story with us. And, things that we find out daily, I found out just talking to you before the interview about the situation, health crisis that you suffered 2 strokes already in your life. And that's led you to kind of a new profession outside of coaching. If you could tell us about your health scares and what that kind of inspired you to do with what you're doing now.
Yeah, so in 2018, I was 28 years old, working as a hospital administrator, had an active stroke in front of a doctor, and no one really knew what was going on. I didn't either. No way in the world. I thought I was having a stroke, and ended up finding out that in fact I did. I then found out that I had a hole in 2 chambers of my heart. It's called a PFO. So it's when the 2 chambers of your heart after birth don't completely close. There's like this little gap, and blood clots flow through that way, and ended up causing just a temporary, it's called a TIA, a temporary occlusion of my left occipital lobe. So I lost right-sided vision, a little bit of facial numbness, and then a few months later had another one. So that really taught me that, you never always expect the unexpected, especially with my life. People know that about me. And
Yes.
yeah. And so really just like, you got to take care of yourself, and you have to listen to your body. I was under a lot of high stress at my job, and then just like personally and professionally. And it really lended to the fact that I needed to take time for me, and is why I transitioned out of being a corporate healthcare executive into what I do now.
Which is?
So I'm the state government relations director for the American Heart Association. So I help pass legislation, whether it be local or at the state level, to in hopes that people are listening to the things that we're talking about, like health and wellness and taking care of your body and preventing heart disease and stroke.
That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And if I could, one of the other things that, we knew this about each other from years gone past, talking about where we went to college, right? We both went to Pennsylvania for college. You went to Shippensburg University after playing at Slidell for 4 years. You were a stud there, played for Danny Tullis in club as well. And then you go to, I think, Mississippi College for a year, and then Shippensburg.
Yep.
And then and then you were a great right side for Shippensburg. I went to I played in the same conference, the PSAC. So if you will, let's go ahead and pop up our respective. Oh my gosh, there we are. Look at you. Shippensburg. No, my goodness, horrible for me. Your fiance might arrest me with that mullet.
I know, he would love it. He had one in college. He would love it. That's hilarious.
So there we are from the PSAC days, the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. I was a radio TV guy, and you were a stud right side for Shippensburg. What do you remember about your experience in college, Coach?
That I am not cut out for the snow. That's number one. So I quickly moved back home after school. But 2, that, being able to be a college athlete is a blessing no matter what division you play in. I think it's like a statistic, only 9% of the people in the United States will afford the ability to play at a higher level. And I never took a minute of that for granted. I've always worn that as an accomplishment in my life, because it is 1000% a job being an athlete, and then a student first, athlete second, and having to take care of yourself and all of the things that you're learning in life at a very crucial, pivotal moment of your 20s, early 20s.
Yes, yeah, that was fun. Those I don't know about you, but I at least had a lot of fun at Clarion for 4 years.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
you.
what did you guys have to do? It's frozen up there all the time.
We're up in the
We're at
mountains
least in the valley.
You're right. We're up there by Erie, Pennsylvania, and you see there they got 32 inches of snow today. But it was a fun experience. Listen, before we let you go, I know you got a big match later today. You're playing Dunham on the road, and then you're back on VSN Thursday against HL Bourgeois. Set us up for your week.
Yeah, so Tuesday, our match today is really going to be one of those that we need to win. We want to win very much so. We have a lot to prove that we're a much better volleyball team than we came out and showed when we played them in the Dutchtown tournament just last 2 weekends ago. And, Thursday is really about just getting our home. It's not really our home opener, but it's one of those getting the students engaged and getting everyone on the board on the ship with us as we're trying to drive upstream.
Well, it's been a fun experience so far. We're glad to share this ride with you for the 2025 season on VSN. Coach Erica Williams, thanks for sharing. Thanks for being on the show. Best of luck this season.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.
You got it. Time for us to take our first break here on Diggin' It with Derek Richey. And again, we remind you that our high school segment is brought to you by Greg Bravada, Allstate, and Range Fit, the hydration your body deserves. Back with the college segment of Diggin' It after this. For all of your insurance needs, call Allstate agent Greg Bravada. Auto, home, life, and retirement, Greg has a plan that's right for you. Allstate agent Greg Bravada, a proud supporter of the area volleyball scene. The Sports Pub and Grill in Destrehan has it all. A great place to watch the game, daily drink specials, and you won't believe the food. From our fresh 10-ounce burgers, fully loaded baked potatoes, and great salads too, like taco salad and grilled chicken. Need something to rinse it down with? How about one of our refreshing daiquiris? A great atmosphere for the whole family. Just a few miles west of the airport. The Sports Pub and Grill, 3001 Ormond Boulevard in Destrehan. Range Fit's premium electrolyte blend elevates the standard in hydration, delivering both incredible taste and powerful effectiveness. Zero sugar or artificial sweeteners. It's the perfect balance of performance and flavor. Go to rangefit.com, use code DIGGINIT15 at checkout for 15% off. We turn our attention now to college indoor volleyball. Welcome back to the program, Digging It with Derek Richey. And this segment, we're going to go around the state, maybe sometimes even outside Louisiana, focus on a match, focus on a team, maybe even just a player as we bring you the college volleyball scene. But for the first show this season, it doesn't get much better than LSU against Southeastern, especially since the fact that the Lions, the last time these two teams met in Baton Rouge, it was Southeastern that won. What would happen on the encore? Let's check out some highlights and hear some post-game reaction. Fantastic environment Sunday at the PMAC. Local talent VSN has been covering for years all over the court on both sides of the net. It was the Lions that looked good early. Kyra McKelvey with the kill. The big lefty was on fire this game. But LSU, so dynamic. Nia Washington with the kill. Hits it straight down. LSU led 21-17. Later, Washington pushes it just wide of the block for another Tigers point. It's set point now, and what a day from Journey Robinson. Gets the kill to close out set one. LSU takes it 25-18. Set two, more Robinson. Look at the powerful swing. It's 22-14 LSU. Lions freshman Abby Bailey, she led North Lake Christian to back-to-back state titles. She's making a big impact as a true freshman at Southeastern. She had 6 kills on the day. But again, it was Washington, the Country Day product, with the big point when LSU needed it. 9 kills for Washington, and it's a 24-17 lead. Set point, and they go to the 6-3 right side. Tyra Smith, boom time. LSU looking for another sweep. Set 3, Lions came out strong. McKelvey with the kill. She had 11 for the Lions. That was a team high. SLU led 21-19. Robinson, a thunderous boom shot. You can see why she leads the SEC in kills. Later, Robinson with the angle shot, 22-21. She had 17 kills, .414 hitting percentage. The Lions would get the next 2 points, though. India Bennett from Dutchtown, little off-speed touch. The Lions are up 24-21. Set point, LSU responds. Guess who? Robinson, off the block, and then she sends it right back to tie it at 24. Robinson was named the SEC Offensive Player of the Week. Then it's Washington's turn. Skies and terminates. Match point now, and it's back to Smith for the winner. Make it 5 straight wins for LSU, and for the 4th time, they do so with a sweep.
I think just having confidence. I think we started out a little wonky a little bit, but we've done that with almost every single set, and it's just the fact that we talk about we're LSU volleyball, we know what we can bring, and all we have to do is just bring it at the end, and I think that we did that.
What has been the constant in this 5-match win streak?
Just knowing who we are and holding ourselves accountable. Yeah, we're going against hard teams, but we're also one of the hardest teams to play against too, and I believe that, and I think our whole team believes that, and we should be ranked, so we're just going to prove it every single day.
All season long, especially in our last 4 or 5 matches, we've gotten down in some sets, and we've just shown how gritty we can be at the end. And it was about making plays, and we made plays in the end. We came up with a big kill, we came up with a big block, and we just put a lot of pressure on them, which we did not do probably for most of that set until the very end. And so just proud of the way they stayed poised at the end there and came back and won one set.
What a great atmosphere it was at that match in Baton Rouge. You saw at the Maravich Assembly Center, not only Louisiana products on both sides of the net, but there were so many local high school teams. Mount Carmel was there. H.L. Bourgeois was there. Many area coaches I saw were there. But when it comes down to it, on the court itself, Louisiana products, like we said, 4 on the LSU side, Southeastern loaded with Louisiana products. Let's go to Paul Boron now, who was at the match and has more on the LSU contingent that hails from Louisiana.
Eric, there are 4 Louisiana players that are playing for the Tigers this season, and 3 of them saw action against Southeastern. For one of those Tigers, being on the floor is a full circle moment. After stops at Ole Miss and Iowa, Nia Washington is back where she seemingly belongs, in Louisiana, dominating in her senior year for LSU, where she is in the top 10 in the SEC in kills.
To finish my senior year here is everything to me. I get to play in front of all my family and friends, so it means the world to me. Being able to go execute and play at a high level means everything to me, and I'm inspiring young people. That's what it's all about.
It's so great to have Nia here at LSU and not playing against her. She is just, her experience and her maturity has been just pivotal for this team.
Washington has returned to the state where she dominated in high school.
Washington one more time. Oh my!
As part of 3 state championships at Metairie Park Country Day, and now where her 2 younger sisters are following in her footsteps.
It's definitely a full circle moment, Hopefully I'll get to see them play here at my alma mater. But yeah, it's been nothing but a joy. I've been running into a lot of people, my CD family here, so it's been nothing but a joy.
Washington took the long way to LSU. Laurel Cassidy came just down the street. A freshman libero for the Tigers, the Parkview Baptist product is living her dream.
In the future, what I would want to do is play libero. I think in college, that's what I play.
It's been crazy. There's a lot of new things, a lot of just learning moments for me. So it's just been staying patient, but I am so grateful, and it's surreal every time to come out.
Cassidy is one of the regular liberos for LSU, averaging 2 digs per set.
I'm just trying to show, I'm made to be in this position, emphasizing that this is my skill set, this is what I can do, and I want to make the team better.
Laurel's been clutch for us. I just think she's a kid that comes out and just plays with no fear, and that's what I love to see in a libero.
2 other Louisiana products are looking to work their way into regular playing time for LSU. The energetic sophomore from St. Thomas More, A.C. Freilich, and Archbishop Hannon sophomore Sophie Bonifay, who has appeared in 21 matches at LSU.
AC made an impact earlier, and I'm sure she'll work her way back in. And just, Sophie, our serving sub, has been great. Her serving has improved tremendously.
Freilich and Bonifay will look to make more of an impact on the Tigers as the season goes along. But there is no questioning, when you look at this Tigers roster, Louisiana has a heavy impact on their success.
Thanks, Paul. For SLU, we focus in on Abby Bailey, the North Lake Christian grad. She's 4th on the Lions in kills this season. We said she had 6 in this match. And this is just her freshman year. What's it been like? What's this experience been like?
I mean, it's amazing. I love this team. I think they've been a really big factor in how I'm like meshing with the team, and they're just very welcoming. It doesn't feel like a freshman senior relationship on the court. It's like I feel like a part of the team, and they're amazing.
It's awesome. What was the experience like today? Not only playing at LSU, right? It's the biggest school in the state, but so many friends and, you know players on both teams and, in the stands as well.
This experience has been amazing. Even though, the outcome wasn't what we wanted, like this experience on its own is just like unreal. I've grown up watching these games in here. Like it's amazing to play in here. It's just so exciting.
Awesome. On the court, what's it been like? What did you notice is the biggest difference from your days in high school to here playing Division I college volleyball?
I'd just say like everyone's good. Like, in high school you have people that you target and serve receive and, hitting, but everyone here can pass the ball, serve the ball well. I think serve receive's been a very big difference in big blocks, not being around smaller blocks. Everyone's big here. It's just definitely a step up, but it's been really fun.
Fit's premium electrolyte blend elevates the standard in hydration, delivering both incredible taste and powerful effectiveness. Zero sugar or artificial sweeteners. It's the perfect balance of performance and flavor. Go to rangefit.com, use code DIGGINIT15 at checkout for 15% off. For all of your insurance needs, call Allstate agent Greg Bravada. Auto, home, life, and retirement, Greg has a plan that's right for you. Allstate agent Greg Bravada, a proud supporter of the area volleyball scene.
What I love about this place and most proud of this place is this community. Take a look around, this place is fantastic. Everything we do here is with passion. What separates White Sands from other places is the vibe. The community, the people, everyone here is family. See you on the sand at White Sands Secret Sandbar.
Welcome back to Digging It with Derek Richey. It's time to go to the beach. That's right, our beach volleyball segment brought to you by Seeger Sandbar at White Sands Volleyball Complex. Go ahead and check those guys out over in the Elmwood area. Certainly always a lot of fun with Corey and Faith and company. Thank you so much to Seeger Sandbar and White Sands Volleyball Complex sponsoring us all season here in the beach volleyball segment. And we've got breaking news on the very first episode, and there she is. Hannah Volpi is the new head coach at Southeast Louisiana Beach Volleyball. She's a local product. We all know her. We've seen her on the beach for years. Hannah, welcome to the program, but more importantly, congratulations on being the new head coach. And what is your reaction to be the new head coach at South Louisiana this early in your career?
Oh, man, I am just so thankful and excited for this experience and this opportunity. And I got a phone call while I was actually in California playing in Manhattan AVP qualifier. We got a phone call, and I went then within the next 2 days to Southeastern. I met the players. I met some other coaches, and I just fell in love. And I'm really excited to see what we do this season. The team is starting off really strong. They are just a wonderful group to be around. And we've already had a few practices this fall, and they just look so incredible. So I'm just really excited.
Well, I know the whole area is excited for you because you've obviously been around. I know you've been coaching with Coach Joey for years. You went to Chappelle. You played at UNO. So before we get into more of the coaching stuff, and in particular your new team with Southeastern Louisiana, let's talk about you as a player and your background in volleyball. Chappelle, you played for a state championship your senior year. You go to UNO, you play indoor for a couple years, but you know what? You're like, I'm going to play beach. And you were a stud for that UNO program. I think over 50 wins playing on courts 2 and 3 throughout your career. Tell us what you remember about your playing days at UNO. And then, like you just said, you're still playing. You're going to AVP events all over the place.
Yeah, at UNO, that was such an incredible experience for me. As you can see in that video, a little injury going into my last year when I tore my ACL. But I was just so thankful for all the girls I got to be around. And for all the girls that I got to be around and just the teammates and the relationships I grew throughout those years. I was coached by Coach Amy there, which was really awesome, and she led me to be such a strong player. And I take a lot of my coaching philosophies from her and Coach Joey, and they are just a big part of my life and why I became so successful. That's so fun. I love watching these videos, but that was a great time in my career. Yeah.
Yeah, and even in your days at Chappelle and there at UNO, we saw. I mean, you're like a bulldog when you're out there, right? You're a competitor. You're fierce. You're tenacious. Kind of your personality is like that as well. And you say you took some stuff from Coach Amy, took some stuff from Coach Joey. Kind of combine it now. What kind of a head coach do you think you'll be? And I know in the news release that Southeast Louisiana sent out, your quote was, "I want to set a standard of excellence." How are you going to do that, and describe yourself as a coach?
Yeah, I think as a coach, I, as you described me, I think is kind of how I am. I can be pretty intense. I expect a lot from the girls. I expect them to hold themselves to the highest standard. And I will also hold them to a very high standard because that's what we want as a program and as a team. We want excellence. And in order to get there, we have to be intense at every practice, and we have to be disciplined and doing the little things right. So I'm just making sure that I'm holding them accountable in the little things, so that when it comes down to the end of season, like all those little things will add up, and hopefully we end up with a championship.
That's great. And I know Coach Amy, and before her, Coach Jeremy,
yes,
recruiting in state was very big to both of them. And in particular, Coach Jeremy on the indoor side as well. Then that roster is still loaded with Louisiana talent. What is your philosophy on recruiting, and how much are you going to pay attention to the players locally in the state of Louisiana?
I think that is so major. Players in Louisiana are just so gritty, I find. And training with coaches down here, a lot of them with Coach Joey, I know they have great backgrounds, and I know they're willing to work hard for what they want and to get to the places they want. So I will definitely be doing a lot of recruiting in state because I think that will benefit our program in the long run.
I know there's a couple of local players that have already committed to Southeastern. I know you can't get into names, but we certainly are friends with a lot of people that are very excited about you and the Lions Beach program. Let me ask you about beach volleyball in college in particular. The season, as you know, short, right? In the spring, it's a short season. And it seems like the NCAA almost threw you guys a bone by increasing your fall schedule, right? There's tournaments almost all over October. Tell me about, like you said, you've already had a couple practices with this team. Mm-hmm. What about this particular fall? And what does the fall schedule look like for you? And can area teams or area fans come out and watch you guys play in some of these scrimmages and preseason tournaments?
Yeah, so we are in our 8-hour segments right now for NCAA rules. We are going to hit our 20 hours October 5th. Going into that week, we'll start our 20-hour weeks. So that'll be super exciting because we'll be able to get on the sand more, have a little bit more competition within practice. The first 3 weekends in November, we are playing in 3 fall tournaments. So the first weekend will be out in Gulf Shores with Spring Hill. The second weekend will be at LSU, and that'll be a really exciting big tournament. And then the third one will be at University of New Orleans.
That's fantastic. What a homecoming for you. And man, that facility is nice too. I was there the day that they opened it, and some of that video came from that day. And great facilities and Gulf Shores and LSU. Man, what an exciting fall schedule you have lined up. Just tell us about, like they always say, did they leave the cupboard bare? I don't think so. You got some good players, right? If you can, tell us about some of the players currently on the roster that you can tell us about and brag on.
Yeah, I mean, we have our ones coming back from last year, and they had a winning record, and they are pretty incredible as a pair. We have our threes coming back from last year. They also had a winning record. We have a bunch of defenders who are just so scrappy and will not let that ball hit the sand no matter what, and they are just so fun to watch at practice.
Give us some of the names. Give us some of the names that we'll be watching for the Lions this year.
We have Alexis Lagarbo and Mia McKinney coming back. They were in our ones. We have Michaela Hicks and Mia Sowers, who are our threes. And We have Liz Hardawin coming this year, who is a local. She transferred from Spring Hill.
Absolutely. Dominican product.
Yes. So she'll be pretty great within our lineup. Our defenders this year will have Maggie Paeva coming back, and Gabby, her last name starts with an H, but it's really hard to pronounce.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get to know Gabby this year just in that fall schedule, I'm sure.
Yes, you will. You will get to know Gabby well this year. She's incredible. But those are just a few of them. And our lineup is pretty deep. And the girls are definitely going to have to battle for positions, which is exciting for them. And I think we'll be pretty strong. I'm expecting great things.
Well, we are too. We're going to leave you with one question. We're going to leave you with an open mic. If you could send a message right now to Southeastern Louisiana, the beach volleyball nation, what do you want them to know about their new head coach, Hannah Volpi?
I want them to know that I am just beyond excited for this position and this opportunity, and that I'm going to do everything I can and everything in my power to get this program to reach its full potential, which is winning conference championships and making it to the NCAA tournament. Because the girls are more than capable, and we as a program are more than capable of making it to a tournament consistently. So yes.
Well, I know beach volleyball fans around the area are thrilled, and they're going to be pulling for you, as will we. 14 wins for Southeastern in each of the past 2 seasons. I know that's a benchmark that you can just tell, are looking to, far exceed that as the years progress. And the Hannah Volpi era is just begun. Congratulations, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I hope you have a great day.
You too. Thanks so much. There you go. Hannah Volpi. Man, I think back at that state championship against Mount Carmel, and they introduced her and she's waving to the crowd. Man, that was fun back in the Pontchartrain Center. All right, it's time for us to take a break. And again, our college segment is brought to you by White Sands Beach Volleyball and Seeger Sandbar. When we return, it's our new segment called Milestones and Commitments. Diggin' It with Richey back after this timeout.
What I love about this place and most proud of this place is this community. Take a look around, this place is fantastic. Everything we do here is with passion. What separates White Sands from other places is the vibe. The community, the people, everyone here is family. See you on the sand at White Sands Seeger Sandbar.
If you're in an accident, do you know you have the right to choose where your vehicle gets repaired? Take it to Prestige Collision Center. We specialize in bodywork, collision repair, and glass work. Our computerized color matching system will ensure your vehicle matches to its factory color. Prestige Collision Center is committed to quality and 100% customer satisfaction. I'm Jamie San Andreas, owner of Prestige Collision Center. Let me handle your insurance claims from start to finish. You have my promise your vehicle will be fixed right the first time, and all of our work is warranted for as long as you own your vehicle. Stop by Prestige Collision Center at 2159 Bellevue Street in Paulina for a free estimate.
Bain tips it over for the point.
I like having matches streamed on VSN because it gives volleyball such a bigger platform. When I came in as a freshman, you wouldn't think that volleyball was on a streaming platform or anything. It wasn't that big, but now as a volleyball player, I'm really, really lucky that I'm able to watch my fellow volleyball players on VSN and get to have volleyball be a part of Louisiana.
I think Paul Boron and myself must have asked 50 different players and coaches during the preseason what they like best about being on VSN, having their matches live streamed. Caroline Bain gave us the best answer. She brings us back from break. It's our new segment to close out each and every show. We call it Milestones and Commitments. What a way to start than with Caroline Bain herself. Caroline recently picked up her 1,000th career kill. She and her family are going through a lot off the court. We're sending good vibes to her mom, Kat. Caroline upbeat as usual when VSN caught up with her at the Dutchtown tournament.
Yeah, it's such a great opportunity. I'm so blessed to have this team behind me, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without my amazing team, my setters, and the defense behind, just to be able to get the ball up and me being able to get those sets. I mean, it's a great opportunity, and I've just been blessed to be a part of the Diggin volleyball program for the past 4 years.
Playing outside this year in 6 rotations, what's that like for you, Caroline?
It's great. It's definitely a great opportunity, definitely new for me. It's definitely challenging for me to get my mindset around the fact that I'm not a middle anymore and that I have to do a lot more things to be on the court, but it's great for me. I really, really like it. I get to stay on the court, and I really like that, to be there for my teammates, and it's a really good opportunity for me. I'm really excited.
Can you bring us up to date on recruiting?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going great. It's definitely a challenging process, but I'm definitely wanting to play, and so I'm in that process right now. I started about a year ago, and it's going great right now. I have a couple offers out there. I'm trying to get some more to see. I'm trying to get the perfect fit, so I'm waiting right now, but it's great. I'm really lucky to be in this position.
Also, congrats to Covington's Carolyn Sharp. Recently recorded her 1,000th career dig. KK already had 1,000 kills coming into the season. Congrats on her latest achievement, picking up that 1,000th career dig. So from milestones, we go to commitments. A big shout out to SSA's Mia Cassie. Her and her mom drove after the Slidell tournament, the Jamboree in the preseason. They drove up to Kentucky, and that's where she gave her commitment to one of the best D3 programs in the country, Center College in Kentucky. Congratulations to Mia. Also, just recently, Taylor Litoff of Kenner Discovery, she verbally committed to play beach volleyball at UAB. That's big time, and we send our congratulations out to Taylor and her whole family. And one more big-time commitment to talk about. Annabelle LeBure, the senior outside at Mount Carmel, she has committed to play beach at Southern Miss. Well-deserved. This young lady has persevered, had to sit out an entire season last year playing just JV after transferring into Mount Carmel. She's enjoying a great start to her indoor season, and now this.
I'm going to Southern Miss to play beach volleyball, and I'm going there because I fell in love with the campus and the program and the coaching staff, and I'm excited to be there. He was very welcoming, and the team is very bonded well. They have good team chemistry, and I saw that while I was with the players, and I think that's that's a good quality to have going into a team like that.
We'll get it, though.
Boom.
I knew it was beach from the first second I stepped on the beach court. I was like, this is where I need to be, and that's what I wanted to do in college.
That will put an end to this show. We congratulate all those young ladies for excellent, not only commitments, but milestones as well. If you have a milestone or a commitment that you know of that we don't, feel free to email us right here at VSN. Just send your emails to me, Eric, at varsitysportsnow.com, and we'll be sure to get them on. And one more thing before we let you go, want to let you know that next week, the VSN's Volleyball Power 25 will return. It's the poll we've done the last few years where we take all 5 divisions and put them into what we believe is our top 25, encompassing all teams in the state. This year, we're proud to say K. Miller Gem and Jewelry Brokerage will be sponsoring the poll this year. And we don't have one this week, but I'll give you my top 5 just off the top of my head from the teams that I've seen this year so far and the records early on. Let's go St. Thomas More, number 1. Number 2, let's go Dominican. 3, Mount Carmel. 4, keep it in Division I, Slidell. And 5, let's go E.D. White, with a lot of teams like Haynes and St. Michael and other teams that are right on the fringe that have started the season out undefeated. That's all the time we have for you this week. Thanks so much to our guests this week, Erica Williams and Hannah Volpi, both coaches looking for big seasons. And for Justin Thomas, our director-producer, I'm Eric Richey saying so long, everyone. We'll see you out on the court or on the beach.